Pedro from A&P-REACTS. I'm here today with Elize from Amaranthe to talk about their latest upcoming album, Manifest. How are you doing?
I'm doing really good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. I love the view behind you. You have this beautiful forest, these trees. It adds a very calm and zen atmosphere to your house.
Oh, nice. I love the forest, and it's not a lot in Gothenburg, but I found a place where there is actually a little bit of forest outside. So yeah, this is my favorite spot.
I want to start off by asking you about the title of the record, Manifest, because you can look at that title and it could mean a bunch of different things, almost depending on who it is that is interpreting the title. So I wanted to get your opinion and your take on why Manifest and what does it mean to you and the band.
Oh yeah, sure. Well, we are talking about manifesting something. It's more like a verb to us, and we want to manifest our music through this album.
So it's really showcasing everything that you guys are about through this record. So it's not like you guys are writing a manifest, you're just manifesting your music through the record.
Correct.
Perfect.
It's as easy as that.
Perfect. I got it. I wasn't, to be honest with you, I wasn't sure. That's why I wanted to ask you that question, because I really think it could also be it could be viewed as a manifest from the band, that you guys, each song, it's like one bullet point on that manifest that represents who you guys are. So maybe you can look at it from both ways.
Yeah, I mean, it represents what we stand for and what we want to, like, what kind of themes we believe are important and what we, like, the subjects that we want to manifest through our music and the sound.
Makes sense. And I believe you guys achieved that on this record. And how long did you guys start working on this album? Like, once Helix was out, when did you guys start putting things together for this record? Did you guys take a break? Did you start putting some things together right away? How was the process behind this album?
Well, in fact, being creative people, we always think ahead. So like the moment we finished the Helix album, we felt like, okay, yeah, we're on the right way. But how could we then, what do we feel like doing on the next album? And we actually decided kind of early that we wanted to stick to the core, make it even more clear. We decided already to lower the tuning on the guitars. Well, actually, the whole album is in a lower key or tuning. Yeah. So, and also like small detail. Well, it's not small details. It's big details for us. But yeah, to make the key more fitting for a female and male voice, to keep the guitars more present and more heavy, because I love that and I know Olaf does it so good. Like to upgrade the keys, of course, like always. So we got those new very nice keyboards, electric pianos from Yamaha, that we're happy about being able to use. They inspired us a lot. And then it was just in general, actually the tour with Sabaton made a big effect on us. We started to write in September 2019 already, new songs, which I like. Sometimes I go around like sing on those songs and I realize they're actually not on the album, but they were already very good. But anyways, after the tour with Sabaton, I think something happened, we got new energy, and then of course the crisis hit. Before we went to the studios, we wrote 3 songs in the studio that we're very happy about. It was actually Viral, Boom, and Crystalline, which has a lot, like, strong emotions, but from different perspectives. So
you know those are my 3 favorite songs on the album.
Oh, really?
Yes. I want to ask you more about those songs later on. I don't want to interrupt you, but it's just funny that you mentioned those 3 being the last ones, because those 3 somehow had elements that just I absolutely gravitated towards.
Nice. Maybe we should do that then more often, like write the songs from scratch in the studio.
Yeah, maybe there's more organic element to it.
Yeah, it is. Actually, usually we wait with these songs to last, where we feel like we can experiment a little extra, so to speak. It's a thing. It's a thing we always done, actually. When we write an album, we write like songs, but then we leave some of them for last, where we feel like, okay, cool, so we have these kind of songs, and now we can go crazy on this direction, and now we can go, extra groovy on this song, and or on the ballad, which turned out to be different from our previous ballads, because it's not fun to write the same ballad over and over again. So
was there any specific challenges or difficulties that you guys discovered during the process of putting this record together? Something new that you guys hadn't faced before, with the exception of the pandemic, obviously?
yeah, obviously there was. Well, actually, no, it was only the pandemic that was the challenge, so to speak, on this album. Like, for example, Johan recorded his bass in Finland, and people were a little bit nervous about that because we never worked like that before, but it turned out great, I think. And so besides that, no, actually we had just like floating inspiration. I think it's always a very critical moment when you come to the mix, when you have to decide the levels on everything. But it seems like we already then had kind of a good confidence, and we agreed it was actually me, Olaf, and then also Nils was there as a third person, because it's never a bad thing. It's never a bad thing to have more ears, to listen to the different mixes. You get kind of blind after being there for 3 months, I have to say, if you can say that, ear blind. Because you know what you want to hear, but you're not sure if it's actually how it sounds like, because you hear what you want to hear,
Yeah.
So for me, I could hear my vocals even if they were like super, super, super low. I would still think that they were kind of loud,
And then probably after a while, you start to become ear blind to everything, because you just hear it over and over and over again, and it's kind of hard to separate the forest from the trees.
That's usually, and also this time, I think the biggest challenge. And so yeah, it's I don't know if you've ever been through a mixing process, but it is kind of, it's so hard. Like you get like, we call it mind fucked.
Yeah, you can curse. That's fine. You can. Yeah, you can say that. Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, but yeah, it's but musically it was not any problems. We had, like I said, a lot of inspiration. I think everybody performed extremely good on this album. I think Morning came in. I love his drumming. Everybody got like creative freedom. We wanted everyone to feel free, and like just do what you love the most. And yeah, I don't know. It was very a relief. Also, because of the situation, we were kind of relieved that we had something else to focus on.
Yeah, I can see that. And for you, having 3 different vocalists on the band, because to me, you talked about the mixing, and perhaps one of the most important things when I listen to Amaranthe is, how do you guys decide who goes where, at what level you want to come in, so that you don't overshadow the other person, and that the songs have the full energy and the full life that you guys had in your mind, but now they have it like in reality. How is that dynamic with the 3 of you? Do you guys do like rock, paper, scissors, or?
Very good question. I try to explain this. Well, since I was in the studio, I was also in the past, I come usually first to put my vocals. So I record everything throughout the first part, and then Nils comes and he records his parts in the second part of the song. And of course, the growls are already decided from the start, and that is based on how we feel, like where we want him. To us, it's kind of obvious where we want that kind of energy, so to speak. But then when it comes to mix, yes, then you can cut and paste. Now you can move the verse. It's usually not. It usually doesn't make a big. It doesn't matter to us, so to speak. But for the song, it happens usually that I sing the first part because I sing more smooth. So to make the song grow, it feels more natural to have me and then the chorus and then Nils comes, because then he can raise the level even more, you know, with his stronger male vocal. But it's nothing. It doesn't fit for every song, obviously. Sometimes it can get better if you just switch it around completely. But yeah, it's something that we just we try to feel what is best. So basically, all the decisions are based on how it feels. It's a feeling that is the boss there.
Yeah, you guys are not bounded by a prearranged agreement that this is how the song is going to go, so we have to make it work this way. If it doesn't work in your ears, if you don't like the way it's sounding, if something is off, you guys have the ability to just go back and change things up.
Yeah, exactly. Which might sound strange for somebody, but we are not like control freaks in that sense. We want the best for the song, and then we're open-minded. We can do anything, and yeah, that's how we work.
I thought the overall record had this really, I mean, to me, this is Amaranth. This album is Amaranth. And when I was listening to this album, I'm glad you agree with me, because I really felt like this album is really the essence of the band, because it allows you to dance, reflect, and headbang, sometimes all in the same song, and sometimes with different songs. But to me, that's the beauty of the band. You guys have such an eclectic approach to the sound that it's really hard to just create a boundary and put you guys within that boundary. And I felt like this record was perhaps the most organic Amaranth album to date, where you just let things go wherever they wanted to go. There was no stops. There was no barriers. Do you agree with that?
I agree 100%. And that's what I said also with the dividing of the vocal melodies, is the feeling that leads. And it's the case with this album as well. Like, we allowed ourselves to feel confident and strong, and we allowed ourselves to feel like tough or even cocky in some songs, and in some other songs we were sensitive, and then we were, you know, tough, and then we were just, you know, as like we try to involve all kinds of emotions to our music and all kinds of elements, like you said. Even you can decide what you want to listen to. Do you want to listen to the beats, then dance, or do you want to focus on the lyrics, or do you want to, you know, we want to keep it open. And from my perspective, that's basically how we are as people as well, actually. It's yeah, it has like always a little bit of the positive vibe, even though it could be a song about something that could be problematic and hard.
Yeah, or negative. And in talking about problematic and hard, Viral, to me, when I first heard that song, and you talked about the three last ones you guys did, and I want to touch on all three of them, but Viral, the first time I heard the song, watched the video, I was like, there's no way they recorded this a year ago. Like, this song must be like fresh, because it's such a current status of what's going on in the world. But you guys were able to touch on a very dark topic, or a very difficult topic of conversation, and still make it in a very, I wouldn't say lighthearted, but in a very jovial way. Was that the best way to talk about something that perhaps is not easy for some people, what's going on with the world right now, to bring a little bit lighter spin?
That's how we thought about it. We obviously, like I said before, wrote it in the studio. Meanwhile, we were in quarantine as well, and we could see everybody's reactions from online, and yeah, it was that's the like joy of being able to have a band and record albums and being an artist, is that you can express your emotions through music. And this was our way to collaborate to the situation. And it was too tempting to not, you know, to we don't, like you said before, we allowed ourselves to be in this moment and write about it, instead of trying to distancing ourselves from the situation, enable to no, but this was not the plan. We didn't plan to write a song like this, and then just try to forget what's happening now and write about something else. But to us, we just grabbed onto this situation and finished up the song in the studio, and so it is very fresh. It was written in Yeah, late February or beginning of March this year.
By the way, I like the nice touch that you guys did on the video by having some Corona bottles in the sink. I thought that was such a great touch.
Very well spotted.
when we were checking out the video on the channel, that's the first thing I told my sons, like, did you notice the Corona bottles in the sink? Like amazing, like such hidden little, Easter egg in the video. I thought it was like just great.
Good, nice to hear. Yeah, thank you to Marcus Overbecken from Germany who came up with that idea. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was great. The other song I want to ask you about is Crystalline. What a beautiful track. I mean, it is one of the most emotional, at least to me as a listener, emotional tracks on the album. It's an incredible duet, very stripped down, but one of those songs that it's absolutely timeless. It's just beautiful. I have goosebumps every time I listen to that track because I just feel like it's just so beautiful. What you guys did on that track was outstanding. I know you guys wanted to put a ballad there, but this ballad is different.
Oh yeah, absolutely. How can I explain this in a less dramatic way? And then like the least dramatic way. No, but obviously I had a lot of ideas for ballads for this album that I recorded before we went to the studio. But then, like always, me and Olof, we stay up, we talk about, things that we feel, and then if we're lucky, music appears, But so we were in the house that we rented for 3 months, just me and him. And, we were worried. Olof was worried about his mother back home because of the corona. And I was mostly worried for my grandmother, who was the oldest person in my family. And actually, 2 weeks into the recording, my grandmother passed away. So I got a call from my mom.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I know, but like always in my life, I try to turn all the sad, moments in and like do something about it, if you know what I mean. It's the same with when my brother passed away many years ago. Like that led me into focusing so much on creating the band and focusing like. But it's like you can transform your
energy.
Yeah, into
basically you redirect your energy. Instead of using that energy towards going down a path of negativity, you use that energy towards pushing towards a path of light.
Yes, that is correct. And you might call it like some kind of survival instinct or something. I'm not sure. But anyway, so the ballad, because I was of course devastated. I cried. I had to stay actually home from the studio for 1 day because I was so sad. And then I was sad for a few days, and then I just felt like, oh God, I really want to express this woman, because she was a very big inspiration to me and my mom. She brought music into our family, basically. Her and my grandfather. So I just thought, like, if I could sing to her or, express what I feel right now, then this kind of melody appeared to my mind. And I didn't also want the chorus to be too obvious, that like it comes like a boom. I would want it to be more like a speaking vibe for some reason. But I can say it feels to me a little bit like she was co-writing the song, from the spirits around. And also Olof wasn't like very happy with the situation because he was, like I said, worried about his mother. He missed his wife. They didn't really know when they were going to see each other. So yeah, the song came out of like real emotions, and I'm very glad to hear that you liked it, because also Nils loved it a lot, and it shows on his performance, I think, as well. Like how he sings that verse is so beautiful.
Yeah, musically the song is so stripped down. It allows you guys to command exactly where you want to go. Your voices, you guys are the conductors.
Yeah, well, thank you. But also, like, of course, when we wrote the vocal melody there in the middle of the night, in the house after a few glasses of wine, we came up with the idea already then to have a cello.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And of course, we became very good friends with Apocalyptica from being on the tour with them, which is also a very nice coincidence, I have to say. Or maybe that was already in back of our minds that it would be amazing to have cello on one of the songs. And we would, of course, never want to use a sample for that. We wanted real cello. And Olaf and Perto is super good friends. They have a side project. I don't know if they want me to reveal that, but you know, geeks making music together. It's the same with me. Like I have a lot of side projects, but that is like for fun because we cannot stay away from it. But anyways, we came up with the idea, and we texted him the same night asking, would you like to play on our ballad? That would be amazing. And also Elize, we used him on the song Amaranthe 10 years ago. And we haven't used him since then. And I thought about it. I was like, isn't it about time that he comes back on our album? And Elize is Olaf's old colleague from Dragonland. So it's a little bit like a family gathering. It's it's
a reunion.
It's a reunion, yes, and it has also this, I don't know, how you express love to someone, and of course it could be about anyone, for any person.
The song Boom, though, I was that song hit me like a boom because there's no other song on the, and that's why I said earlier to you, like, this album, you can dance, you can headbang, you can reflect. I mean, there's something for everybody. Everybody's going to find something that they're going to connect with. And Boom came out of, to me, it came out of left field on the record because it had like a very hardcore, metalcore vibe, very heavy. I would say is the heaviest track on the album, and vocally and musically. And I was like, where did this song come from? Like, I went from being so sad and very reflective to wanting to break the whole furniture in my living room. Like, it just, the mood swings is just like from one extreme to the other, you know? So was that a way for you guys to get all your built up anger out in one track?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, of course. Like, this is the thing as well. Like, I'm guessing everybody knows what I'm talking about, but like 1 minute you're sad, and the next you get fucking pissed, and the next you're like, whatever, I don't give a shit, and then you're like, yeah, actually I do care. I care a lot. And then it's like, oh, I feel love. No, I feel frustrated. It's like everything, and that's the fun part. It's like, to me, our music is not only music. It's actually like expressing a person, or like a living creature, a human. Like, we should at least have all these emotions, and it's also, it's like you said, it's very refreshing to be able to express that, and without apologizing or whatever. You know what I mean? So I like how you feel about that. That's how I feel too. Like, everything goes. Well, I shouldn't sing it, but yeah, it's just like, so it's so spot on, and that's what we love. We don't like to keep any, you know, we don't want to hide behind anything when it comes to it, because the creative mind, I think that's what it's made for. Like, without the creative mind is like a gift, and you should use it, and there is nothing to be afraid about, and that's how we feel, and I think that's one way to express it.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's better than punching a wall. At least you get all your anger and all your frustration built up, coming out in a more positive way, and for the listener as well. And you know, I'm a huge fan of Sabaton, so there's no way I would talk to you and not mention 82nd All the Way, the cover you guys did. I would regret for the rest of my life not asking you about first, why that song. I'm assuming the Sabaton cover because you guys were on tour together, so there's that connection there. But considering all the discography of Sabaton, why 82nd All the Way?
Well, actually, in fact, Per thought it would be a nice thing to do a song together, or actually that we would cover one of their songs before going on the tour, because yeah, it was Per's idea, and we got a few tracks to listen to, and Olaf sent it to me, and I think I listened like half of the songs, and then for me it was obvious that it should be 82nd All the Way. I was like, no, but this song is an Amaranthe song, the most Amaranthe song, and I also thought it was like the biggest like hit. It was the most catchy, hit potential-ish song. So I thought, well, it's obvious that it should be 82nd All the Way, and because the others were not sure, but yeah, I got what I wanted in the end. No, but
it would have been a little bit maybe strange to see you guys doing a cover of Fields of Verdun. That was that one.
I know. I mean, it could possibly be possible, but I thought this 82nd Other Way was the most catchy one, and that's why we chose it. And also, of course, with the chorus, and like Olaf could, very easily imagine the arrangements and stuff.
I have one more question for you before I let you go, and that is, with all the shows canceled, I mean, you guys were supposed to be in North America, I believe right now.
No.
Because I was going to go watch you guys in Toronto. I was really looking forward to this tour. I was going to be there in the front row, perhaps no shirt on, like swinging my shirt over my head, going crazy. I don't know if people would enjoy that, at least the people around me. But anyways, I was going to do that. I was going to go nuts. So I was looking forward to that. So now the tour is canceled. All the tours are canceled. All the festivals this summer was an absolute disaster. You have an album coming out now. What are you guys thinking? Like, what can you guys do? Are you thinking of a live stream, a recorded live show? Like, are you guys planning anything in order to kind of fill in that gap?
Yes, we are. We are trying our best to stay creative, like always, and come up with fun ideas. We talked about doing a live stream, but actually, from our perspective, it felt like impossible for Amaranth to make a live performance without our audience, because to us they are so important, in able to get that kind of energy that we need. And so we thought maybe we'd do a studio recording, live, but live from a studio instead of pretending that there is an audience there, if you know what I mean. Or we can maybe arrange something in Sweden where we can actually bring an audience, because we are allowed to have 500 people here now in regarding to the rules. The only problem is the crew, though, because they're living in other countries, so we are not sure if they are allowed to travel here. But we are discussing it, and we will make something able to fill the gaps. So that is the plan. Maybe record a few more videos than planned. We're trying to keep active in the ways we can.
Well, I appreciate that, and I appreciate you taking the time today to chat with me about Manifest. The new album comes out October 2nd on Nuclear Blast. Go pick it up. Thank you very much for your time today. Stay safe and stay healthy, and keep watering those plants.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure speaking to you. I love your t-shirt, and I can't wait to see you take it off on the next show.
Oh, I think you're going to regret it. Take care. Stay safe.
You too. Take care. Stay safe. And I hope I see you next year.
All right. Bye.
Bye.